Okay, we are going to review color theory. We're just going to go through a simple basic color theory based on a 12-point color wheel. So these are just basics of color and combinations for design, for graphic design for marketers. So I'm going to give you 3 years of color theory in less than 10 minutes. So let's see, we're going to start with what we learn in our primary school, which is our primary colors. So we have yellow, red, and blue. Notice that we only have 3 colors available here, but those 3 colors are responsible for quite a large color table. So if we mix yellow and red, we get what's called a secondary color. So you mix 2 primaries and you get the secondary. So yellow and red make orange. Yellow and blue make green. Blue and red make purple or violet. That works too. So now we end up with 6 colors. 3 primaries. From those 3 primaries, we create 3 secondaries. Moving on to the 12-point color wheel on which this color theory is based on, you have your 3 primaries, yellow, blue, and red. You mix those 3 together to get your secondaries, which are green, violet or purple, and orange. Then you mix your primaries and secondaries together to get your tertiaries. 3 primaries plus 3 secondaries mixed together make 6 tertiaries. So now you have yellow and green, primary, secondary, and you get your tertiary color in between. Notice they pretty much are called exactly what their mixed colors are. Yellow, green, blue, violet, red, orange, yellow, orange. But then we move on to tints and shades. So tints, as you can see here, a tint is adding white if we're working with pigments like paints and inks. If we are working on the computer screen, to get a tint, we actually remove color. We change the tint by doing 80% of a color instead of 100%, which makes it lighter. When we're creating shades, the same goes for both using ink and pigment like paint and the digital space where we add black. So here you can see we darken the color here using black. You can do that in the digital and pigment space. So we now have a 12-point color wheel, which include 3 primaries, 3 secondaries, 6 tertiaries, tints adding white or removing color in the digital space, and shades by adding black. Moving on to color themes, we now have a monochromatic color scheme or theme, and this word mono means one. So we're using one color, but we're using tints and shades of a single color. So we would start with a monochromatic, a single color, and you could add black or white, or you could remove color. Use 100% intensity of the color and just remove color to create the lighter shades. Same with the black. So we can get a variety. When you do this, you're actually using the contrast principle. You're creating contrast by just choosing a percentage of black. If black is the only color you're printing in, and you want to save paper, so if you go to Staples and print an 8.5 by 11 in black and white, it's only 10 cents. You move to color, you're now paying anywhere from 30 cents up to $1. So if you're trying to work with a budget, you can still create visual contrast by changing the percentage of a single color that you're using for print. So you can create contrast with monochromatic colors. So a single color, tints and shades of a single color. Now we have analogous. Let's, if we spell that right, I'm actually going to escape here for a second. It is actually spelled analogous color harmony. And here we have 3 colors side by side on a 12-point color wheel. So if you're going to choose an analogous color harmony or color theme or color scheme, you want 3 colors side by side on a 12-point color wheel. And it could be any 3 colors. I can use this yellow, yellow, orange, orange, or I could use this yellow, yellow, green, green. And that would make a great color scheme. This green, blue, and blue, darker blue. And you can just choose any 3 colors side by side for your color harmony. The great thing about color harmonies is you don't have to just stick with those 3 intense colors at 100%. You can use tints and shades of those. And so now you end up with this really nice variety of colors that you can use to help you choose your colors and create a nice color harmony throughout your documents. Now we have complementary, and I want you to remember complementary as being opposites attract, so they complement each other. So now we have 2 colors opposite each other on the 12-point color wheel. See that? So again, you can use tints and shades. You can use a variation of that color using tints and shades in order to create your color harmony. So here we go. We have the base color and the complement, and this is a shade. This is 100% of the color, no tints and shades, and this would be a tint of the color. You could always use a combination of all 3. You can use a variety of these, 0 to 100, well, not 0, but 1% through 100%. And then the same goes with how much white you add and how much black you add. Or in the case of digital space, how much color you remove in order to create your tint. So complementary harmony is 2 colors opposite each other on the 12-point color wheel. Now we have a tetrad harmony. Tetrad is a great color harmony if you're looking for more colors, and really it's 4 colors which are made up by choosing 2 complementaries, so 2 colors opposite each other on the 12-point color wheel, separated by 1 space. Again, we're working with a 12-point color wheel, so your space is divided only by 1 color here. So this is a color harmony. This would be a complementary color separated by space, adding a second color harmony of complementary colors, and that makes your tetrad, which is 4. Again, tints and shades, totally admissible. And here we go. Your tetrad harmonies, shades, 100% of the color, or tints. So we're quite familiar with this view on the right when we go into a Home Depot or a Canadian Tire and we're looking for paint chips. And so we see a lot of these cards that are based like this. And these are all based on, guess what? The 12-point color wheel. And then we have the environment in which the color sits in. So we have this great intensity of color of this red against this black or this red against this white, but we see that the red isn't as intense sitting inside this orange. We also get this incredible that when the hue values are the same, this actually can hurt your eyes a little bit. So sometimes we want to change the value of these, so the tints or shades, in order to reduce the intensity of the color so it doesn't hurt our eyes to look at these 2 values, which are very close to each other, despite them being completely different colors. But you can see how the appearance of the color changes based on the environment it's sitting in. Same with these 2 purples here, or violets. In the center here, the color is exactly the same in each of these 2 blocks. However, the environment it's sitting in can change the look of the color. So if you're familiar with the red dress blue or the white dress blue dress phenomenon on Facebook, that's exactly what is happening there. Is we view colors differently based on the environment that we are in. We also all have a different way, not very different way. Some people can be very different from each other on how they look at color, but we all have our own opinions of what color is. So when we take a look at colors, when we're trying to come up with particular views, what's going to work well together, your best bet is to come back to the 12-point color wheel, take a look at the basics, and then review your color harmonies and pick something that's going to work well to go with the colors that you have chosen. So if you had a logo that was made up of greens, you could pick a nice analogous color harmony and have the yellow, and greens here. But if the green was this color in your logo, you could also go in this direction as well with these nice blues. So you can have a combination of blues. You could have green and a combination of yellow and yellow-orange. So that makes a nice color harmony. And then again, choosing your tints and shades. So here are our color harmonies once again, or a quick review. The basics, 3 primaries, yellow, blue, red, 3 secondaries, green, purple, orange, created by mixing the primaries. Then mixing our primaries with our secondaries to get 6 tertiary colors. By adding white or removing color, we get our tints. By adding black in both the digital space and inks and pigments, we get our shades. Our color harmonies include monochromatic, single color, tints and shades of a single color. Analogous color harmony, 3 colors positioned side by side on a 12-point color wheel. A complementary color harmony, which includes 2 colors opposite each other on the 12-point color wheel. So remember, opposites attract. The tetrad harmony, that's 2 sets of complementary colors, which equal your tetrad, your 4. And then just taking a look at your views, don't forget how the color appears in its environment. We have to be aware of that also. And here ends the lesson on color theory.